fantastic. What a day. Day 2 under the belt. We go another race tomorrow though. Only one race today, so we come back tomorrow to try and catch up to stay on schedule. So great news for us. I mean, we get to come down and enjoy another great day here in Barcelona. So it's not all bad.
Sí, como sabéis, solamente se ha podido disputar una regata, así que mañana tendremos otra. Volveremos a estar aquí un día más para ver si INEOS Britannia es capaz de darle la vuelta al marcador o si Team New Zealand sigue siendo tan dominante.
So we got the dock-in show now for our two America's Cup teams. It's just a quick reminder that this evening we have the inaugural Pooch Women's America's Cup prize giving, so that will be at 6:30 for Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli.
Sí, hoy como sabéis a las 6:30 tendremos aquí a Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli para celebrarlas porque han hecho historia. Es el primer equipo femenino ganador de la America's Cup, así que estaremos aquí, como no, para celebrarlo por todo lo alto.
But for the time being, it's about our two America's Cup teams. So we're ready to meet them, Barcelona. Let's go, bring them out. It's Emirates Team New Zealand. With Sucklaw, Louis Crosby, and Trimmer, Andy Maloney. And the challenger of record, INEOS Britannia. With Cyclone, Steve Cornish, and Luke Parkinson. Oh guys, great to have you up on stage. Another big day. I mean, Louis, you got the microphone, so I'll ask you first. You've just gone 3-0 up, got a great little buffer there. I mean, how was the day on the water?
Yeah, well, amazing start. Obviously, it hasn't been easy. You can see it's been some super tight racing, and yeah, the cyclists are head down, pedaling away. But at the end of the race, we really see it, especially when we watch the coverage that all these great spectators get to watch. And yeah, it's good to be up.
Yeah, at the end of the race today, someone let out a bit of a swear word. Who was that? Can we name and shame them?
Can.
Yeah, I'll have a chat to him later.
And Louis, as a cyclist, how does it feel to be on the AC75?
Yeah, it's amazing. You know, never would have dreamed of doing this, and to be on the boat with these amazing sailors, and you know, the America's Cup is just, yeah, it's absolutely incredible. It can be super stable some days, and you can also get rattled around like nothing else. So we never know what we're in for, but we're ready for anything.
But what would it mean to you to win this cup? What would it mean to you to win this America's Cup?
I honestly couldn't even answer. It'd be incredible, but you know, same. Everyone wants to win it, so yeah, we're a long way off that. But I just quickly want to say massive thank you to all the Kiwis and supporters who made it.
Crowd pleaser, mate. Crowd pleaser. All right, I'm going to jump down to INEOS Britannia, Ben Cornish. I mean, I asked the team, Emirates Team New Zealand guys, about being 3-0 up. What's the mood in camp? I mean, 3-0 down, but I know how much fight you guys have in you.
Thank you in the front. We got half of New Zealand here, we got one from England. And more, there's more. Yeah, 3-0 down is not where you want to be. It's been 2 tough days in the bottom end of these breeze conditions. You know, these guys have come out fighting. They've obviously had 4 or 5 weeks watching the Challenger series unfold, learning a lot of who they're going to be up against, and I think we've seen that in the first few pre-starts. You know, these guys have had the upper end of how they've executed it. We couldn't afford to give away that 100-metre penalty today, that's for sure. There's not enough in these boats to be able to get that back on days like today. So the mood in camp is good. You know, we need to work on finding it a little bit more in the tank, which we know we've got the team behind us to do, and we'll push forward to tomorrow and come out fighting.
Did you expect them, Team New Zealand, to be so strong?
That's a harsh question. It's a hard one to answer. I think there's a lot of unknowns probably in both directions before we faced up against each other, as there was between us and Luna Rossa before we went up against them. It's not until you put the 2 boats on the same patch of water in the same wind that you really get a read of how they're going to perform. I think in out and out overall performance, there's not as much in it as it probably looks like at the finish lines. The margins are small, but once you get your nose in front in these conditions, there's a lot to be had for the boat in front.
Thank you.
And Parko, Luke Parkinson, jumped out to you. talked a little bit there about the pre-starts. Can you talk us through that penalty in the start of the race today, how you saw it from the INEOS Britannia team, and I guess was it a penalty in your mind?
Yeah, pretty tight start that one coming in. We chose to do a circle and come around, and a little bit similar to yesterday as well, but this time Team New Zealand were able to pick us up with a port starboard incident. So the starboard boat, being the Kiwis, have right of way, and we had to allow time to sort of give way, and the umpires deemed that we didn't keep clear of the starboard tack boat, so we got a penalty there. It got pretty close in terms of a clanger with the foils, and luckily we both teams escaped that one to fight another day.
What would happen if the foils touched at that speed?
Probably a bit of a showstopper, I think. The foils are pretty delicate and they're all pretty highly strung, so I think anything with contact between the boats is probably going to stop the flat movements of at least one team, I'd assume, and probably make finishing that race pretty difficult.
And what can you tell us about the dog out moment with the families, the friends, the flag? How is it for you?
Yeah, having everyone's support here is unreal. It's pretty special, I think, for everybody involved. Seeing the support of everyone at the dock out, at our team bases here today and out on the water is it's a very special moment for everyone involved, and I think the atmosphere is building every day.
Andy, Maloney, question for you now. I mean, the racing called off for the day. How disappointed was the team not to get a second race in those conditions where you looked to be going pretty good?
Yeah, I mean, we were excited and we were up for it. We were just there waiting, going through the process, and I mean, disappointed that the breeze didn't hold in, but that's the limit, and looking forward to getting back out there.
So looking ahead to tomorrow, what are the wind conditions expected to be out on the race course?
Yeah, I just had a little quick look before, and it looks like it's that northeast direction again, building breeze, so it should be nice 10 to 14 knots. Perfect conditions, I think.
I will take that one win. Sounds good to us.
And Andy, the support up here is amazing. It's like being in New Zealand. What would you say to them?
Yeah, no, it's epic. It's the coolest part about the America's Cup is the dock out with all the fans, family and friends. Ngāti Whātua, we get tingles down our spines every day when we leave the dock, which is really cool, and something you don't get at any other sailing event. So super special, and thank you for being here.
We got a question from out of the crowd now. All right, a couple of young fellas. Microphone's yours.
What does it feel like to be foiling?
Brilliant. Go on, you've all done it.
What does it feel? Oh, I mean, it depends on the sea state, really. Today it was a little bit choppy, but I don't know how to describe it. It's certainly a lot more smooth being on one of these things than it is on a chase boat. You get rattled around on those things trying to keep up. And yeah, the sensation in the tact and the judge, you get a lot of G-force trying to get through the corners. Yeah, great sensation.
Great question, love it. On the boat as well, I mean, we heard Louis talking about the head down moments of a cyclor. You guys are probably slightly different on the INEOS boat, where the two of you have your heads out of the boat a bit more. I mean, you got a bit more of an important role than say Louis does, just grinding out there. Can you talk us through that one, if you can?
Yeah, we are heads up, as a few people have obviously seen and picked up on. So it depends how you split the roles on board the boat, and you know, there's a lot of sailing to be done. You can't just rely on 4 afterguards to take it all on. And on INEOS Britannia, we decided to divvy that up a bit, and we sort of assist in those roles.
I won't push you on the specifics of that. But Louis, you can always put your hand up for a bit more of a role to Andy maybe in the next campaign. Do we have any more questions in the audience? Oh, here we go, down here, a little Kiwi fan, nice.
Would you say your confidence has grown as you've watched the Louis Vuitton Cup final unfold?
Aww.
It was a super close final between those two teams, and they had some great practice there in some tight battles, which we knew we were going to go into with INEOS in the cup itself. But yeah, for us it's super tight racing. The boats are very even, and as a sailing team, we're just looking to go out there each day and put our best foot forward in each race. And if we do that, you know, we've got the package that we can win races. So we just got to keep our heads down and keep working on one race at a time.
Brilliant. Great question. No, Louis, I was probably a bit harsh there on the you know, the head down moments, but something I do want to talk about is, I mean, the cyclists are pushing, you know, absolutely everything out there on the race course, but it's kind of a bit of a timing thing as well. You're not just kind of filling the accumulator never ending. I mean, there is a limit to that, and you kind of have to get your timing right. Can you talk us through, I guess, how that communication works among the cycle group, and I guess, you know, how you balance that time out?
Yeah, no worries. So, us, you know, we've practiced for a couple of years now how to share the load between the cyclists. So come race day now, we're all pretty in tune in terms of when we need to put the power out, when we fill our accumulator, which is effectively a store of energy, and also when that's not going to be enough, and when we have to push a bit harder through the manoeuvres. So we have to keep a little bit in reserve, because if we ever fall off the floor, for example, it's a big push to get back on. So you're trying to give everything, but at the same time being ready for the situation to change. So yeah.
Great answer. Love that, Louis. Cheers, mate.
And Daniel, Luke, what is it like to work with a Formula One team like Mercedes?
It's very different to probably anything we've known before in our sport of sailing for our team. I think the main things that we've taken out of this campaign is, you know, we've got a huge amount of computing power behind us, behind the scenes, digging into every little bit of data that gets spat out of these AC75s. And tonight, I know there'll be a team not only in the building over there, but back in Brackley in the UK, churning through hundreds of gigabytes of data, not only on our boat, but looking at what these guys are doing, and trying to pick apart how we can do something that they're doing, and come up with some answers for tomorrow of how we go a bit faster.
There we go. Well, fighting words to finish. As we know, we do come back tomorrow just for the one race to try and catch up on the schedule. So we'll schedule that race for 2 local time, as we always do. So fingers crossed we wake up tomorrow morning and have that nice little nor'easter that Andy Maloney promised us. And if we don't get it, Andy, we're all coming to you, mate. Brilliant. Well, let's give them a round of applause for Emirates Team New Zealand and INEOS Britannia backyard racing tomorrow. But the show will keep going on. We're going to have Ngāti Whātua Orake up on stage very soon, and then straight after that we're going to roll into the Pooch Women's America's Cup prize giving, which we urge you to stick around for. This genuinely is a piece of history that I think we all need to support.
Si la actividad no se ha acabado aquí en este escenario, en este Race Village, porque ahora tenemos Ngāti Whātua, arte maorí, música maorí aquí directamente desde Nueva Zelanda, y después tenemos la entrega de premios de la Pooch Women's America's Cup. Tenemos que celebrar el equipo Luna Rosa Prada Pirelli, que ha hecho historia aquí en Barcelona.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be back soon.